because I'm gonna need to come up with my own pictures and all that stuff. So okay, here's the tier list. Okay, this is like power scaling the Bible. All right, so we're gonna power scale the Bible on today's stream. Power scaling the Bible. Yeah, let's fucking do this. All right, so S tier, right? Who we got S tier? We got, Michael the Archangel, right? We're gonna start with Michael the Archangel because he's like one of the strongest characters in the whole Bible. We're gonna start with Michael the Archangel. Let's get a good picture of him too. I got to go, but I'll talk to you later. Right on, brother. All right, Robot King. I'll see you later, bro. Let's see. So we need to get a good picture of Michael the Archangel. Michael the Archangel. Yeah, let's do this. So, let's see. I don't know. These are pretty good pictures. I don't really. This one right here, the classic one, right? Well, the one where he's like killing the devil. So I don't know. So Michael is definitely stronger than Lucifer, right? So where can we put Lucifer on the tier list? The thing is that it's like we're gonna talk about pure power because any regular like human could defeat Lucifer if they're in a state of grace. But we're gonna go with like natural strength if there were no good and evil, right? Like what if Lucifer were a good guy? Like how strong would he be? Okay, so this one's a good picture right here. This is it. So all right, we're gonna power scale the Bible. Okay, so S tier, we got Saint Michael. It's like a huge picture. Okay, that's good. So that's S tier. Okay. Now, what are we looking at with like A tier? Like what are the players of A tier looking like? Just so I can have an idea of like who's in what category. Angels are like their own tier, I would say. Angels are in their own tier. And they're S tier. Yeah, like angels and demons. Okay, and then you have like humans and stuff, right? So like Moses. So like, would someone like Moses be S tier or would they be A tier? I'm thinking Moses would probably be S tier, to be honest, because Moses is like, I mean, he's like the OG guy. Who else is S tier? King David, right? Let's see. How do I do transparent backgrounds on this thing? Yeah. Remove background, transparent backgrounds. Uh, which one? Whatever. Anyways, let's just scroll it up. So King David versus, who would win, King David or Moses, right? I don't know about this one. So Michael the Archangel is like, not only is he super holy, but he's super strong. So when it comes to power scaling, like, are we talking about strength or are we talking about holiness, right? That's why Michael is good because he's a good benchmark because he's both. Now, someone like Moses, like, I don't think, I mean, physically, actually, he was pretty strong because, he was like a trained prince in Egypt. And, you know, he was like royalty. So so the dude was like trained. Um, you know, King David like had way more experience though in combat. And but Moses also led armies. Michael the archangel also led armies, right? So all of these three men led armies. So yeah, I'm going to say they're all in S tier. They're in S tier. Well, two men and one angel. Okay. All right. So let's see. So we started with creation. You had the original matchup with was Michael versus Lucifer. That was the original matchup. And that means that Lucifer is also S tier because like he was able to fight Michael like 1v1 basically. So that means that they have to be equal basically or relative in power, you know. So yeah, I'm going to put Lucy on here, you know. Top tier, S tier power in the Bible. Yeah, so this is like power, like spiritual power, I guess. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Spiritual power scaling. Okay, what else? I think that's about it. The next angel who is like would be Gabriel. So, I don't know. Is Gabriel relative to Michael? Like who would win if they had to fight each other? You know, who would win? Okay, let's ask Chat GPT. All right, who would win if Saint Gabriel the archangel had to fight Saint Michael the archangel? All right, let's ask Chat GPT. It's a very fun and old debate from angelology, but in short, Saint Michael would win. I mean, yeah, of course, right? Michael is explicitly called the prince. Gabriel is God's messenger. He's the one who brings divine announcements. But okay, but no, that's not completely true. In Enoch, Gabriel is the one who like kills all of the Nephilim. He like solos all of the Nephilim by himself. So actually, no, there's a feat here that it's missing from Gabriel. And Gabriel said, "Proceed against the bastards and reprobates, and against the children of fornication, and destroy the children of watchers from amongst them. Send them one against the other, that they may destroy each other in battle. For a length of days shall they not have, and no request that they make of thee shall be granted unto their fathers on their behalf. For they hope to live in eternal life, and that each one of them will live 500 years." And then Michael, go bind Samlazaz and his associates who have united themselves with women, and when their sons have slain one another, and they have okay. So here, these guys are like the two most powerful ones, I would say. Because okay, what does Raphael do? Raphael bind Azazel and hand and foot and cast him into the darkness, and make an opening in the desert, which is due day, DL, and cast him therein, and place upon him a rough and jagged rock, and cover him with darkness, and let him abide there forever. Cover his face that he may not see light, and on the day of great judgment he shall be cast into the fire. Okay, interesting. So there's a lot going on here, right? Because I'm trying to make a tier list here of the different archangels. So here, okay, what about Uriel? So what does Uriel do? Uriel, to the son of Lamech, go to Noah and tell him my name. So in this one, Uriel is the messenger. A deluge is about to come on the whole earth and will destroy all that is on it, and now instruct him that he may escape and his seed may be preserved for all the generations of the world. Okay, so Uriel is just like a messenger, you know, so he's probably the weakest of the four archangels that we know of, I would say. Robot King, what's up, bro? Hey man, welcome. Yeah, so I'm doing a power scaling of the Bible right now. Okay, so basically I'm doing a tier list of like all the strongest characters in the Bible. Um and I'm trying to do Michael the Archangel versus Gabriel the Archangel right now. and who would win in a fight. It seems like, everyone says Michael the Archangel's more powerful, and I agree with that, but I think Gabriel is more powerful than people think. And I think that Gabriel could win actually against Michael, maybe like 20% of the time or something. Like most of the fights Michael would win if they fought like 10 times, I think Gabriel would win like maybe twice out of the 10 times, you know. So I don't think Gabriel gets stomped. I think they're pretty. Send me the finished result. Okay, yeah, yeah, dude. I'll give you the tier list of all the different like how strong the archangels are. Um, because Michael is on top, and then Gabriel should be next. Gabriel should be next, and then Raphael should be next, and then Uriel should be next. That's what it should look like right there. Boom. So one is Michael, two is Gabriel, three is Raphael, and four is Uriel. That's the tier list. My end is too laggy. Okay, bro. I'll see you later, dude. Yeah, it's Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel. Pray for us, by the way. Holy saints in heaven, dude. Okay, so yeah. King David, I would say, is up here with on the same level as them. Enoch is obviously on in S tier. Yeah, I guess all of the angels are gonna be in S tier. All the archangels, at least. But I don't know. It gets complicated. It gets complicated because, where's God on this tier list? Obviously, God is beyond this tier list. Father, Son, and Holy Spirit are beyond this tier list. Mary might even be beyond this tier list as well. Enoch is in here though. But then okay, so is Saint Michael a seraphim angel? Yes, Saint Michael is considered a seraphim, specifically Prince of Seraphim, while he is also archangel that leads the angelic army. Some theological traditions place him at the highest level of the angelic hierarchy, the seraphim sometimes referred to as one of the seven who stand before the throne. So there's seven seraphim and they're all archangels. Bro, was Lucifer an archangel? Oh my gosh. That would be the craziest thing in the world. Bro, oh my gosh. Hold on. That would be crazy. That'd be the most conspiracy theory shit. Right? Because there's seven of them, but it only names four, right? So there's three of them that are missing. So who are the other three? Yeah. Anyways. So I don't know. Where does it say that he was a seraphim though? Angelology of Pseudo Dionysus gave Michael a rank in the hierarchy of angels. And later in the 13th, such as Bonaventure believed him to be Prince of the Seraphim, the first of the 9 angelic orders. According to Thomas Aquinas, he is the Prince of the last and lowest choir, the angels. That's so complicated. So, okay, what's going on here? That's really complicated. Okay, all right. Let's do this. Okay, so according to Pseudo Dionysus in the 6th century, Michael was in the rank of angels, right? And that's what Thomas Aquinas says. They both say the same thing, okay? Pseudo Dionysus and Thomas Aquinas, they both agree that Michael is in the last and lowest choir, right? So Michael is like weak, right? Because that means that the highest is seraphim, angels. So if Michael is S tier, right, but he's the lowest choir, then that means that the seraphim would be double S tier, right? But if Prince of the Seraphim, dude. But if Michael is a seraphim, which I think makes more sense. Yeah, I think it makes more sense that Michael is a seraphim. And that's why he was able to challenge Lucifer, who's also a seraphim. And that there's only 7 of them. And they're the highest angels. And it was him, and it was Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, Raphael, right? And there's 3 other ones that are missing that we don't know. I don't know, or there could be more seraphim because Lucifer's supposed to be a seraphim, but is Lucifer a seraphim? He was considered a high-ranking angel in God's service. Yeah, the Bible says he was a cherub, right? But tradition says that he was a seraphim. So that's really confusing. Ezekiel says he was a cherubim. I'm going to go with seraphim for this tier list. So all seraphim basically are going to be S tier then, because I'm going to assume that Michael is a seraphim and that Lucifer is a seraphim. So all seraphim, right? And I think that makes this tier list the more like, it makes it more comprehensive, comprehensible, not comprehensive, comprehensible. So yeah, all the seraphim are gonna be S tier. There you go. Okay, so then like the seraphim were created to be the holiest things closest to God, I guess, but Lucifer was a seraphim, so they can also like become evil, right? But so could anybody. Like Moses could have become evil, David could have become evil, but they all chose to be good. And let's see what else. So yeah, I think this is a good place for S tier. You know, you got Michael in here. Yeah, this is spiritual power, not holy power, not holiness power. I don't know. What about like Azazel? It's hard to say the names of some of the demons, but let's do some matchups here. K versus Asmodi. I'm not gonna say the names, but I'll type it, and then you guys can. In a fight between Azazel and Asmodeus, Azazel is often depicted as the victor due to his raw power and combat prowess, though some sources place Asmodeus as more powerful, or state that Azazel might have him killed. Asmodeus gained significant power from injecting Gabriel's grace, making him a threat. Where the hell did this come from? Is this from freaking Supernatural? Fuck. No, wait, I need to go back to ChatGPT, bro. Anyway, I disagree with this, but let's just go ahead with ChatGPT. ChatGPT. So, who would win in a fight between Azazel and Asmodeus? Okay. Azazel taught humans literal war, right? Yeah, Azazel's a war god. Yeah, I think that okay, so like demons like Odin, like those guys are like A tier, you know? Like these angels would destroy them. Even I don't know, but the demons are different, I guess. But like if Lucifer had to fight Odin, Lucifer would win. So I'm gonna put Odin on A tier. So okay, we got A tier now. I think like Odin, like entities like that. You know, these regional entities. I'm gonna go with Like these regional entities are gonna be A tier, you know. So like any Odin or any pagan pantheon, you know, or any pagan pantheon, really. Okay, yeah, these guys are A tier. Do we have a picture of Odin? Let's get Odin up in this bitch. There he is. This nigga got one eye, bro. He has one eye and he has a raven. There we go. It's pretty cool, man. He looks like a cool dude. I'm not gonna lie. Odin. Yeah, I prefer him to Thor. He's a lot cooler. Yeah, Odin's way cooler than Thor, his son. Okay, cool. So that's A tier is Odin. Okay, so who else is on A tier, you know? Like the thing is that any of the saints are like gonna be just way stronger in spiritual power. But then we have like some weaker saints, you know, that could be A tier, but I don't know, like I don't know, I'm trying to think of a weak saint, you know, like any private saint, like my grandma, let's say, right? Like could my grandma defeat Odin? And the answer is yes, right? So oh man, could my grandma defeat Odin, bro? The answer might surprise you. Okay. Could my grandma in heaven beat? Could she defeat Odin? Right. Oh, that's awesome, bro. Yeah, so I guess any angel really in heaven, right? They have there's like its own classification within S tier. Has its own like tier list within a tier list. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump to A tier before we go down the rabbit hole any further. Okay, so let me hit this vape. So yeah, Odin, or Zeus, or any of these guys. You know, Zeus might even be B tier to be 100%. Nah, the thing is, if I start including other pantheons from other lore, they're all just gonna be weaker, and it's just gonna fill up the tier list like full of like weaklings. So I don't think I can do this. Actually, I'm sorry, Odin. Sorry, Odin. You've been edged out of the tier list. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bible only because like the Bible is its own tier list basically, or like Bible and tradition, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think this is a good. I think this is good. I think this is really good. I can't really imagine like the next level below this. Or to be honest, like all these guys might just be A tier compared to like people like, you know, we can throw Mary in here. Mary would be double S tier, you know. Hold on. Get this thing out of my way, dude. Okay, so we're gonna go with SS tier, and that's Mary, right? Now, you know, is there anybody up there? Maybe like Joseph or something, right? So like Joseph versus Michael. Joseph wins because he gets proto Dulia. He gets Dulia over Michael. You know, so double S tier is gonna be Mary, I guess, and triple S tier is gonna be the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. You know, obviously. SS tier is Mary and Joseph. Yeah. Yeah. Now, like, how about Michael the Archangel versus like King David, right, or something like that? You know, what if they start fighting inside of S tier, right? So that's why I'm trying to like. That's the next thing is have these guys all fight each other and then see who comes out on top. So we gotta start doing these matchups, dude. So okay, Michael versus Gabriel. So how? Okay, like I'm pretty sure Michael wins, but you know, by how wide of a margin? You know, like all this stuff is kind of important. So okay. Hmm. Right. Yeah, I don't know. Prince of the Seraphim. I like that. Saint Michael is placed over all the angels as Prince of the Seraphim. Interesting, interesting. Ryu Sakai, what's good, bro? Ever think about playing that new game, Dispatch? Dispatch game? I don't think I've seen it, Dispatch. Let's take a look. $30. Nice, dude. 10 out of 10. Interesting. October 22. It's a new game, dude. Thank you, man. Thank you for the heads up, Ryu Sakai, bro. I should add this. I should add this for sure, bro. I don't think I have it. Um, I should be playing a game right now, but I'm like doing the tier list instead. I don't know. Is there anything I even want to play? I want to play Drakengard. I want to play Drakengard, dude. Freaking metaphor. Yeah, I want to play this actually. Um, but no. I'm doing the tier list. Okay, so but no, yeah, I'd be down to play. It looks good. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10, bro. Like, come on. It's so good. Okay, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna. I think it makes more sense that Michael is a seraphim angel, and he's like on the top. You know, after Lucifer fell, Michael was the next strongest angel after Lucifer. I think that makes the most sense. I think it makes the most sense that when God made all the angels, He made Lucifer the strongest, and then He made Michael the second strongest. I think that's how it worked. I don't know. It's just like what I'm gathering from all this data. So then when Lucifer fell and became evil, then Michael was the next in line to become the strongest angel. You know, he was just next after Lucifer. Oh, whoops, sorry guys. I meant to show this screen, my bad. Okay, so yeah, so we're doing the tier list. So we're doing Michael the Archangel versus Gabriel the Archangel. Let's go. So I'm pretty sure like Michael wins this, but by how wide of a margin is the thing. So if Michael is a seraphim, is Saint Michael is what about Gabriel? Is Saint Gabriel a seraphim angel? Yeah, Saint Gabriel is considered a seraphim. I mean, I would say so. It makes sense that all of them are going to be seraphim. I am Gabriel who stands in the presence of God. Seraphim are known for being in God's direct presence, so this is seen as a strong indication that he is a seraph. Yeah, I agree with that. He stands in the presence of God, right? I am Gabriel who stands in the presence of God. Yeah, that's based. That's so based. So yeah, I guess the seraph are the ones who can stand in the presence of God. That makes a lot of sense. So now, who would win between Michael and Gabriel? Um, and Raphael, I guess you can throw him into the fight as well. So who would win between Raphael and Gabriel and Michael. Um, Ryu Sakai, we're talking about Christianity. Here's a question. Why are Protestants so hated? I am a Protestant and my church keeps on getting accused of being heretical by Catholics and Orthodox. Yeah, it's because, on the internet, everybody loves to debate religion nowadays because it's the one topic that you like can get angry and yelling and upset and crashing out, right? You can get all crazy and nobody's gonna like die over it, you know? Because like when people talk about politics, like they get shot, you know? But then when people debate religion, it's just like, it's like, it's kind of like the Wild West because there's so much being discovered right now. So everybody's like really just fired up and excited about it. And sometimes that manifests as ridicule and like them making fun of you. So I do apologize that they're doing that. I'm sorry to hear that they're accusing you of being heretics. Um, but I think it's because everyone's so like zealous. It's zealotry is what I think it is, Ryu Sakai. I think that they're being overzealous. They're being overzealous, and that's why they're treating you badly. And I do apologize for that. I mean, I think we should. I think all Christians should be trying to unite, right? We should be working together. So I don't get it. We're on the same side and people are still fighting. It doesn't make sense. Okay, so who would win between Raphael versus Gabriel versus Michael? Okay, so who would win between these three? That's what I'm trying to do right now. So Raphael had to fight Azazel one versus one, right? So the Lord said, Raphael, go fight Azazel. Was Azazel a seraphim? Was Azazel a seraphim? Was Azazel a seraphim? As a seraphim, one of the highest orders before his transformation, his fall is often attributed to resulting in expulsion from heaven. He became a leader of the fallen angels, also known as the Watchers, and is sometimes referred to as the fallen seraph of weaponry. Wait, who said that fallen seraph of weaponry is not a widely recognized term, but it could refer to a fallen angel associated with weapons? Yeah, like I don't think anyone's ever said that. Divine verse? Nah, this is like not. This source is like shitty. this is like an anime source, bro. I'm not talking about anime. But yeah, he was a war god though. I mean, Martin Luther, founder of Protestant, never wanted to make a new Christian branch. He was upset the Catholics wanted people to pay money to be forgiven or get into heaven. Yeah. So right, yeah, there was the indulgences problem that was going on in the church during that time. Yeah. And okay, I mean that's a really good point, Ryu. So the Catholics were giving indulgences for anybody who donated to the construction of St. Peter's Basilica. And some priests, you know, took advantage of that and used it to make money for themselves. And yeah, that's really unfortunate. And it was bad for sure. The ones who did that, it was wrong. It was wrong for them to do that, bro. I do agree. Uh, um. So yeah, Azazel's a war god. He's a freaking war god. Seraph of Weaponry is not. That's not a real name. That's not a real title, dude. No one's ever said Fallen Seraph of. All right. Do we have any titles Fallen Seraph? Like no church father has ever said Fallen Seraph before. Although it sounds cool, but it's just a video game term, dude. Nah, it's not real. This shit's fake, dude. It's so fake. Nah, it's fake. Okay, so anyway, I can't tell if Azazel's a seraphim or not because it says Raphael. Okay, so we're trying to do a fight between Raphael and Gabriel and Michael, but there's other characters involved. So Raphael and Azazel, they have to fight, okay? And then Michael has to go fight Sam Lazaz, and then Gabriel. What does Gabriel do? Gabriel proceed against the bastards and the reprobates, and against the children of fornication, and destroy the children of the watchers from amongst men. So that's the Nephilim. That's the Nephilim. Send them one against the other that they may destroy each other in battle for a length of days. So Gabriel can cause confusion and trick people into like attacking each other. Send them once against the other that they may destroy each other in battle for a length of days. Shall they not have, and no request that they make of thee shall be granted unto their fathers and their behalf. For they hope to live in eternal life, and that each one of them will live 500 years. Okay? Interesting. So Gabriel fights all of the Nephilim, but I think that the Nephilim are A tier actually. Nephilim. In spiritual power, I don't think that the Nephilim are as powerful as their parents, as their original parents, the archangels. All right, so we have our first entry into the A tier category. Okay, so A tier is going to be the Nephilim. So like Gilgamesh can go here. Gilgamesh, right? Characters like Gilgamesh. Og, Og can go here. You know, that's A tier. In your opinion, what are your thoughts on Protestant? Because you're Catholic, if I remember. Yes, so I am Catholic. My thoughts on Protestants is that they are Christians. So for me, the bottom line is that I think all Christians should get along. They should all unite because I think that the real problem in this country is secularity, is atheism, is yeah, I think atheism is the true enemy. So I think that Catholics and Protestants and Eastern Orthodox should should make peace with each other because we have a bigger enemy, which is Satan, dude. We have to fight the devil. We can't let him separate us. So that's what I think. Okay, Gabriel said what? Destroy the children of watchers from amongst men. They make shall be granted. Let's see. So what's going on in here in this verse? So Gabriel fights all the Nephilim. Okay, that's a lot though, right? So, oh man, dude. So Gabriel killed all of the Nephilim, right? This is like if we're wanking, like if we are going for the strongest Nephilim, like the Nephilim are planet level. They're literally planet level, dude. So A tier is like planet level. Okay, so the story goes in like the Book of Enoch that the planets like the moon, and Jupiter, Saturn, like all of those planets are actually Nephilim bodies, or like Nephilim bodies that have been like ejected into space and then they like froze over it or something. Like I don't know. So if we're taking the Nephilim at their maximum strength, they are planet level entities, probably stronger than that because they are the size of a planet. So then they could produce more power with momentum. If you give a planet enough momentum, that's even it could cause even more damage. So, but we're gonna put it on planet level plus, planet level, planet level plus. Okay, that's A tier. So yeah, all these guys, Gilgamesh, Og, all the Nephilim, right? Even though I don't think Gilgamesh was planet level because he's like, um, I don't know. He might have been planet level, but he failed in his quest because he didn't. He failed to gain immortality. He could have been immortal, and then maybe he could have become planet level. But anyway, I'm gonna put all of them. I'm gonna put the A tier as planet level plus. I think that I think that Michael the Archangel and all these guys are like universal plus. They're their existence plus, right? So this tier level of S tier is like another level of existence that's just a higher ontology, you know. Like they could just blip you out of experience. Like these people in S tier, they could like go back in time, like time travel, right? That's S tier. They could go back in time and kill you as a baby, right? That's S tier in this tier list, right? And I think all these people could do that, right? But the Nephilim, I don't think they could, unless they became a saint in heaven. But like anybody in heaven could do it. I'm talking about from their own natural power. I don't think they could do it naturally. But even the evil angels might could do that. Okay, so we have A tier. Do we have B tier? B. Do we have any B tier characters? Also in A tier could be like some neutral people, like some souls in Sheol, right? Like Virgil. Could put Virgil in here. Virgil and Dante. I think Virgil and Dante should go in A tier. Any of the souls in Sheol, yeah, Sheol can go in this tier level. All souls in Sheol, all souls in Sheol, I think can go in A tier or possibly B tier. But we'll go with A tier for now. That's A tier. What about B tier? Would it be B tier would be like souls in hell, or purgatory, maybe purgatory. I don't know. Let's explore A tier a little bit more. So we got planet level plus, we got souls in Sheol, right? So who is in Sheol, right? According to the Divine Comedy, who all is in Sheol? First circle of hell. So unbaptized souls, infants who are there, virtuous pagans, non-Christians who lived good moral lives. Oh, okay. So then like Aristotle would be here. Okay, so like Homer, Ovid, Socrates, Plato. Yeah, yeah, this is based. Okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. 100%, 100%. Okay. So the next on A tier. So forget B tier right now because all of these guys are A tier. Hold on. Forget B tier. Okay, so all these guys are A tier. So that's Socrates, right? Plato, Aristotle, right? All the virtuous pagans, all virtuous pagans. Yeah, yeah. And virtuous pagans. Yeah, dude, that is A tier. 100% that's A tier. 100%. I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick. Sorry about that. I'm back, guys. So, okay, who's next? Okay. So A tier, planet level. Yeah, dude. Socrates is planet level. 100%. 100%. Socrates could planet bust. Okay. No, this is yeah, dude. ChatGPT is really helping right now. Homer, yeah, all these guys, bro. All these guys. Cicero. Oh yeah, dude. Put Cicero in here. Cicero. Definitely get Cicero in here. Oh my gosh. You know, all the smartest philosophers of all time. Historical and mythological figures such as Julius Caesar. Hmm. Okay. Um, Julius Caesar, Aeneas, King Latinus, Lucretia, Cornelia, and Saladin. Saladin is in there. Biblical figures before Christ's descent. Adam, Abel, Noah. No, that's not. No, I don't. No, they're in heaven. These souls reside in a noble castle within a verdant meadow, a place that is a deficient form of heaven, marked by melancholy rather than active suffering. Melancholy? Interesting. So there's melancholy there. You're just kind of sad because, like, you're not in heaven, right? That's interesting. In a verdant meadow. So there's a nice little field, right? Verdant. What does verdant mean? Oh, yeah, like a meadow, yeah. And there's a castle there. A place that is a deficient form of heaven. It's a castle for the Sheol, for the people in Sheol. Interesting. Okay, so right, there's a castle there, and then Julius Caesar is there. Yeah, dude. Yeah, Julius Caesar's there. Saladin. Oof, I don't know. I don't know. Hector. Yeah, Hector's there. Hector's planet level. Okay, so let's add all these people to the tier list. Cool. Okay, yeah, Cicero, Hector, Aeneas, Julius Caesar. Yeah, they're all planet level. Okay. Yeah, all the souls in Sheol, dude. Planet level. Anybody else? I don't know. Let's go back to Gabriel versus Raphael. So, yeah, this is all good. This is all good. Higher ranking. Typically a prince of hell, higher ranking. Often a lieutenant or a fallen general. Who are the princes of hell? Oh my gosh. I'm looking into the dark arts, dude. Leviathan. I think Norse one. Some will tell Lucifer is not even an angel. What? Pride is Lucifer, greed is Mammon, gluttony is Beelzebub, sloth is Belphegor, envy is Leviathan. 6 is Modius, and the very last and very least, 7 Wrath, Satan. I'm pretty sure I got the 7 deadly sins, but I'm not sure I got all the names in the right places. I know that Lucifer and Satan are correct though. Yeah, I've seen this before where there's like two different. There's like a distinction between Lucifer and a distinction between Satan. I know Lucifer means light bringer and Satan means accuser. It could just be the same entity in two different roles, you know? Because he's so strong, he can like have two different jobs, I guess. You know, or he can have two, or he can represent two different sins. So there's one for each deadly sin. Gosh, that's terrifying. That's really scary. But I don't know. Are they all? Are they seraphim? Right? Are they S tier? Maybe. Is Leviathan a seraphim? Leviathan is depicted as a fallen seraphim who rebelled with Lucifer. However, in biblical text, the Leviathan is a primeval sea monster created by God, with later interpretations sometimes portraying it as a symbol of Israel's enemy or a chaotic force. Therefore, whether Leviathan is a seraphim depends entirely on the source. In religious fiction, it is a fallen seraphim, while in scripture, it is a beast created by God. Okay, in demonic lore, Leviathan is often a fallen seraphim, one of the high-ranking angels who rebelled against God and now represents one of the seven princes of hell. Right, exactly, yeah, it's one of the seven princes of hell. Leviathan is described as a powerful multi-headed sea monster that God kills. It's either God's creation or a symbol of chaos and Israel's enemy. In some tradition, the Leviathan is a demon associated with sin and envy, and the creature's body may be seen as a realm within hell. The creature's body may be seen as a realm. Oh my gosh, that's crazy, dude. Yeah, yeah. See, so that's what Aquinas said, that like the angels are like not like they don't have bodies. They don't have physical bodies. So they are like a realm. Like each angel is a realm because they're not physical, right? So they don't occupy a place in a room. They are the room. It's I don't know. It's really interesting. So the creature's body may be seen as a realm within hell. Yeah, I think that's absolutely possible. But what else? So I'm gonna go ahead and say that it is a seraphim in demonic lore. That it would be a seraphim would make sense, because so there's seven archangels, so it would make sense that there's seven princes of hell, one for each archangel. You know. So okay, so I guess all of these guys are S tier then, because they're all seraphim. Okay. Um. So who would win between Michael and Gabriel and Raphael? Keep having to go back to this. Gabriel is a seraphim. I think so. I think so. And so Gabriel wiped out Gabriel's planet level, and he wiped out all of the Nephilim. So Gabriel is like universal level, and the Nephilim are planet level, right? So yeah. So like, this is not a very good feat for Gabriel, but he destroys all the children though. Send them against destroy the children of the Watchers. Right, so he destroys all of the Nephilim. He ejects them off the planet, right? So Gabriel is the reason why there's like planets out there. Because they're actually Nephilim bodies that he ejected out into space. Okay, so how many planets are there? It doesn't even matter because the solar system is nothing compared to like the universe, right? And I think that Gabriel is like a universal level, unless he's like not universal level. But I know I think the seraphim could impact the whole universe. Like like Lucifer causing Adam and Eve to sin, like created fallen, destroyed all of human nature. So yeah, I think they're able to affect nature. So oops. Anyways, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go that all of them are seraphim. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, great. So Gabriel is like pretty weak here, and Michael is fighting Sam Lazaz, and Raphael is fighting Azazel. And I already know that Azazel is a seraphim for sure. So this is actually a really good feat for Raphael. He might actually, you know, I don't know, man. He might be as strong as Michael, but we'll see. So who I don't know who this guy is. Sam Lazaz. So Michael had to fight this guy, but was it a 1v1 and his associates? Okay, so Michael had to get into like so he's soloing like a demon and all of his friends. Raphael has to fight Azazel 1v1 and arrest him, and then he has to heal the earth and proclaim the healing of the earth. That they may heal the plague, and that all children of men may not perish through all secret things that the watchers have disclosed and have taught this, and that the whole earth to is taught by Azazel to him ascribe all sin. Interesting. And heal the earth, which the angels have corrupted, and proclaim the healing of the earth, that they may heal the plague, and that all the children of men may not perish through all the secret things that the watchers have disclosed. That all children of men may not perish, right? So yeah, so Raphael like saves us and has a healing, like he can heal. So Raphael can 1v1 Azazel and he can heal, right? He has like a healing factor. Okay. So now what about Michael? Michael takes on Samlazaz. So who is this guy? Book of Enoch. He's the leader of was the leader of the fallen angels. Okay, so what about this guy versus Azazel then? The main difference is that Samyaza was the leader of the fallen angels, while Azazel was a prominent fallen angel who focused on corrupting humanity. Interesting. By teaching them forbidden knowledge such as warfare and makeup in the context of the biblical Book of Enoch, Samyaza initially hesitated to rebel, while Azazel directly instigated and taught the humans about destructive and vain practices. Yeah, Samyaza was like, "Oh, but we should like make a pact so that I don't get in trouble by myself." Mm. Samyaza, chief leader of the fallen angels. So he is the leader. He is the one who gathers the other angels to swear an oath to rebel and have children with human women, though he initially feared the consequences. Represents the initial act of rebellion and the overarching command structure of the fallen group. He taught humans war. Represents the direct and corrupting influence of fallen angels on human civilization, teaching them skills that led to wickedness. Both are leaders within the group of fallen angels, but Samyaza is generally described as the primary leader and Azazel as a key lieutenant. In the Book of Enoch, both are punished for their transgressions. Azazel is specifically changed in the desert, and Samyaza is also chained with the other rebels to await judgment. Yeah, so Michael's definitely the strongest. So Michael takes on their leader. And not only that, but Michael Solo's the leader and his associates. So who even knows like Sam Lazaz's associates, dude? Like he was having like a bunch of Nephilim monsters, and he probably had some of his lieutenants who were also fallen angels. So that's Michael soloing all these guys by himself. So Raphael also was able to fight 1v1 with Azazel, which is really strong for Raphael. But Michael can do that too. He can 1v1 Samwelzaz and his associates. So Michael wins. Michael wins, dude. Who have united themselves with women so as Gobai and Samwelzaz and his associates who have united themselves with women so as to have defiled themselves. And when their sons have slain one another, and they have seen the destruction of their beloved ones, bind them fast for 70 generations in the valleys of the earth, till the day of their judgment and of their consummation, till the judgment that is forever and ever is consummated in those days. Benny, what's up, bro? Hey, man, sorry I was late, man. I'll try to do it again tomorrow at 7 on time, but sorry I was late. I can still stream today, though. Today. Um, So I'm gonna stream today, and then I'll try again tomorrow to do it on time tomorrow. I'll try to be on time tomorrow, but I'll stream today tonight. I'm doing a tier list, so this is the power scaling the Bible tier list. And let's see. So double S tier is Mary. S tier is Michael the Archangel. A tier is like Gilgamesh and Julius Caesar and like Plato, Aristotle, Virgil, like these guys. I haven't gotten to B tier yet. I'm trying to figure out B tier. But right now I'm trying to figure out who would win between the archangels. Who would win between Michael and Gabriel and Raphael and Uriel? All good, right on, bro. Thank you, dude. So, the way this works is it's gonna be that Michael's the strongest one, and then it's probably Raphael, and then it's probably Gabriel, and then it's probably Uriel. Because Raphael takes on Azazel 1v1. It's so Raphael fights Azazel 1 versus 1, and he heals the entire earth. Raphael has like a healing factor. All Uriel does is tell them that he's a messenger. He goes to Noah and tells Noah like what's going on. So Uriel's like a messenger. He's just chilling. Raphael 1v1 Azazel. Gabriel fights versus the Nephilim, so that's not really strong. Michael 1v1 Sam Lazaz. Yeah. And his associates. Where do Adam and Eve rank? It's really good. So, they're they are definitely like in heaven, right? So, but I don't know how high in heaven they are. So they're gonna be somewhere in S tier, Adam and Eve. But I think that they're gonna be very low S tier. So we're gonna put Adam and Eve on S minus. S minus tier. Adam, Eve, because they sinned, right? And they corrupted all of humanity. So I'm sure that they are in heaven, but I don't think that I don't think they're like in a super high place in heaven. Like I think there's different levels in heaven, you know. So I think they're in heaven, but not super high because like, you know, they had everything. They had the whole Garden of Eden perfect, and they still sinned, you know. So that's a serious like that's seriously bad. Like Eve was in direct contact with the devil. You know, it's pretty bad. So I'll put Adam and Eve on S minus tier. According to my opinion, I mean, Saint Adam and Eve pray for us. You know, I'm not disrespecting them whatsoever. I'm just making a tier list. Pray for us. You know, except Lucifer. Hell no, dude. But I'm putting him on S tier because, like, I guess him and all the princes of hell are gonna be like existence and time travel level. Like all of these people can like travel through time. Like S tier characters can like are like existence level, yeah. Time travel level. They're too strong. Um okay, so we have that. We have the Michael versus Gabriel versus Raphael figured out. Enoch is up here. Okay, who would win between like the archangels and King David, you know? We never talk about King David as a thing in like Catholic prayers and stuff. So I don't think they're very high, you know. I guess like Michael and all these people are like S plus tier, you know. And then King David and all these guys are S tier, and then Michael and the angels are like S plus tier. So I'm gonna raise Michael up to S plus tier actually. You know, Michael is S plus tier. Hold on a second. Let's do it like this. Power scaling the Bible, right? So SS tier is these guys. And then S plus tier S plus tier is um Saint Michael. Who else? Actually, SS tier is just Mary. I think I'm gonna put Joseph. Oops. I'm gonna put Joseph. Oops. Oh my gosh. What in the world am I doing, bro? Okay. I'm gonna put Joseph here with Michael. Who else? Enoch. I'm gonna put Enoch. Yeah. Anyway, that's S plus tier. And then these guys can be like S tier. Yeah. Yeah. How about Noah? Yeah, dude, Noah was good. He got wasted though. He got really drunk that one time in the Bible. Noah gets drunk verse. So there, I don't know. This part of the Bible actually lowers him on the tier list. So Noah gets blitz, bro. He gets completely like belligerent. Okay, hold on. Okay, Noah, a man of soil. Noah, a man of the soil, proceeded to plant a vineyard. When he drank some of its wine, he became drunk and lay uncovered inside his tent. So he got drunk and then he got naked. Ham, the father of Canaan, saw his father naked and told his two brothers outside. But Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it across their shoulders. Then they walked in backwards and covered their father's naked body. Their faces were turned the other way so that they would not see their father naked. When Noah awoke from his wine and found out what his youngest son had done to him, he said, "Cursed be Canaan, the lowest of slaves will he be to his brothers." He also said, "Praise be to the Lord, the God of Shem. May Canaan be the slave of Shem. May God extend Japheth's territory. May Japheth live in the tents of Shem. And may Canaan be the slave of Japheth." So yeah, Noah gets drunk, passes out naked, and then so I don't know. I mean, he at the same time he like gave birth to Shem, right? And Melchizedek and like Jesus eventually later down the line, right? He's one of Jesus' ancestors. So I'm going to put him on S tier. I'm going to put him on S tier. Not S plus, but I think I don't know, man. I just feel like I wish there was somewhere in between S tier and S minus tier, but yeah, I'm gonna put Noah somewhere here, closer to S tier. Noah. Yeah, I'll put him on like King David tier. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that's about right. Like Moses tier. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, S tier, S tier. And then like the archangels and like all these guys are gonna be S plus tier. Lucy and the Princes of Hell, like all these guys are gonna be S plus tier. All the Seraphim, like yeah, these guys are S plus tier levels of power over here. Okay, there we go. But everybody in S tier, it doesn't matter if it's plus, S minus. They're all gonna be existence, like manipulating, and they're gonna be time traveling and universal level power. Yeah, I'm gonna give it universal. These guys are universal level. Universe level. Yeah, these guys are definitely universe level. What about Matthew? Oh, so the guy who wrote the Bible. Okay. Yeah, that's really good. That's really good. So Matthew, who wrote the Bible, he was an apostle, right? Yeah, he was Matthew the apostle. Dude, he's top tier. I mean, he was one of the apostles and he wrote the Bible. So yeah, I mean, he's like high S tier. He's clearly high S tier. He's like very high S, pushing S plus. He might be S plus, dude. He might be just as powerful as the archangels. To be honest, let's give him S plus because that's gonna be more fun. That's a good one, man. Thanks, Matthew, the apostle, dude. He's an apostle. of Jesus, you know? So he's going to be extremely powerful. Probably as powerful as the archangels, since he's like an apostle chosen by Jesus himself. So yeah. Probably all of the apostles, I think, are going to be S plus. They're going to be like really strong compared to everybody else. Let's see. Got King David in here. Yeah, S tier. Like all these guys are S tier. Like King David versus Julius Caesar. Like that would be an awesome fight, but I do think King David would win. Would win that. King David would win. King David versus Julius Caesar. All right, Chat GPT. So who would win, Julius Caesar or skip? Who would win? Who would win in a fight versus Julius Caesar and King David? Okay. Caesar, ruthless strategist. David, brilliant tactician, asymmetrical warfare. One on one, Caesar trained in close combat. David might never let it come close. He's used speed, distance, and precision, like with one sling. And yeah, I mean, David took out a freaking. King David took out a giant, right, with a slingshot. King David fought a tiger and a bear. No, a lion. He fought a lion and a bear. So he 1v1 like beasts. 1v1 David wins, yeah. Army versus army, decisive edge to Caesar. Yeah, I mean I think that's pretty fair. It's pretty fair. Um but no, we're doing 1v1, dude. We're not doing army versus army. We're doing 1v1 matchups tonight. So 1v1 David wins. So that means my tier list is correct. See, even Chat GPT agrees with me that in a 1v1 fight, King David over here in S tier would defeat Julius Caesar here in A tier. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so I think this tier list is working right now. This is good. This is really good. Okay. So S tier, we have King David, Moses. We have all of the apostles in S plus tier. Double S tier is Mary. God is beyond power scaling. So the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit are not going to be on the tier list because they cannot be tiered. Tiered. You just can't put God on a tier list. He's too powerful. But everybody else is going on the tier list. So Mary's double S tier. Yeah, this looks good. Let me save this before I forget. Tier list. Okay. Gilgamesh, Julius Caesar. Dude, Gilgamesh versus Julius Caesar. Who would win? Who would win between Gilgamesh and Julius Caesar? Okay, Gilgamesh wins easily. In a battle, political or strategic, commanding armies, forging alliances, and manipulating public opinion, Caesar would dominate. Gilgamesh leads with raw power and charisma inspired by divine right. Caesar uses discipline, Roman legions, and strategy. If it's a 1v1 Gilgamesh, if it's army, Caesar might outmaneuver him with strategy. Epic story outcome probably ends in mutual respect, with Caesar trying to civilize Uruk and Gilgamesh offering him immortality quests. Something like that, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I like this. I like this a lot. But anyway, that doesn't really. Okay, yeah, I need. We need more of these people within the tiers to fight each other. Okay. I think S tier has been delineated pretty neatly. We have S plus, we have S, and we have S minus. So I think S tier looks good right now. So okay, so now we're in A tier. Julius Caesar versus Senator Armstrong. Oh, is that the guy from Metal Gear, Senator Armstrong? My source is I made it up, dude. I love this guy. My source is I made it the fuck up. Versus yeah, ask ChatG. Yo, asking versus battles on ChatGPT has been like the most fun, dude. Okay, so I'm just gonna copy it and paste it. Julius Caesar versus Senator Armstrong versus Metal Gear Rising. Near future cyberpunk American politician turned superhuman brawler. Nano machine enhanced body superhuman strength. Hypothetical battle Caesar would win in tactics and manipulation. I can't believe ChatGPT is actually answering this question. Okay. Physical combat, Armstrong smashes him into the marble floor, no contest. This is so funny, dude. Caesar would win in tactics and manipulation. He'd lure Armstrong into a political or battlefield trap, perhaps turning Armstrong's allies against him. Caesar's influence lasted 2,000 years. Armstrong's memes lasted forever on the internet, so maybe it's a draw there. I like how ChatGPT is telling jokes, because it knows that the question is a joke. Verdict: in a straight fight, Armstrong obliterates Caesar. In a war or political struggle, Caesar manipulates Armstrong into losing the people's favor and wins through legacy. But that's always the case. That's what ChatGPT says about any matchup with Julius Caesar. It's like, oh, Julius Caesar always wins if he has an army. I mean, that might be true, though. That might be true. That might actually be true. I don't know. But then who would win between Julius Caesar and, like, Napoleon, right? So if you need an army, Napoleon had a freaking army, dude. Napoleon had a huge-ass army. Okay, So Julius Caesar versus Napoleon. Napoleon wins, dude. Oh man. Oh, excuse me. Man, this is a huge one. If they somehow met on equal terms, Napoleon's organization and technology might give him the edge, but Caesar's adaptability and charisma. Nah, dude, Napoleon was charismatic. Maybe not as much as Caesar, I guess. Yeah, this would be a good matchup too. But anyway, I don't think Napoleon is in heaven, so I don't think he belongs on this tier list. Anyway, Napoleon goes beyond the scope of this tier list. We need more matchups between people here in A tier. Let's see. So the Nephilim. So you got Gilgamesh versus like Caesar, which we did, right? And then ChatGPT said, "Oh, if Gilgamesh fought Julius Caesar, like Julius Caesar would lose in a physical fight, but would win if he had an army. But we're going 1v1, so I think Gilgamesh wins with spiritual power. Like, but I don't know because Julius Caesar became a god in heaven, right? According to the Greek or the Roman mythology. So let's try again. What if they fought in heaven? What if? Hold on. What if Gilgamesh went to heaven and Julius Caesar went to heaven too, and then they both fought each other? Who would win? Oh man, this shit is retarded. Okay, let's go. If Julius Caesar both ended up in heaven. Army versus army. Stupid Chat GPT. They're in heaven. Nah, all right, we gotta do this ourselves, dude. Nah, Chat GPT is confused. They can't do it. Okay, so if they okay, so let's say that they're both in heaven. I don't know. Is Julius Caesar in heaven or is he in Sheol? Right. That's the question. Is Gilgamesh in heaven or is he in Sheol? I think they're both in Sheol, dude. I think that's the safe bet. So if they're in Sheol, then I don't know. This is a hard one, dude. Julius Caesar versus Gorgeous George. I think Gorgeous George would actually win 1v1. Okay. No. Okay. Dude, ChatGPT is not doing a good job. Who would win in a fight between Gilgamesh and deified Julius Caesar, right? So Julius Caesar as a god. Divus Julius, right? Historical figure. This is Julius Caesar's final form. So we're gonna do Julius Caesar at his most powerful because they keep saying that he loses 1v1, but that's not true. I think Julius Caesar beats Gilgamesh. That's why I'm having so much trouble, and I have to like keep telling ChatGPT like how to do this. Hold on. Let me log in real quick just so that it gives me like it remembers my inputs and shit. I just have to turn it off for a second. We'll continue with Google on Sir Lotto-win. Okay, great. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we're good. If we treat deified Julius Caesar as a literal god level being, yeah, because he is like, according to the Roman pantheon, he is a god. So Julius Caesar did become a god, like when he died, or his soul did, right? Romans even built temples to him and claimed he ascended to the heavens as a star. Caesar would wield divine charisma and command over legions and spirits, or celestial soldiers. He might use divine lightning or fate manipulation, similar to Jupiter's domain. Strategically, he'd be brilliant. He'd never fight head on unless he had an angle. Maybe, yeah, that might be true. Gilgamesh, though, is a physical powerhouse. He has divine endurance. He fought literal gods, and his combat skill outstrips almost any human or demigod. If we're talking pure myth, Gilgamesh wins. He's a demigod hero built for divine combat. If Caesar's divinity is more symbolic, it's not even, if Caesar ascends to full Roman godhood with Jupiter level power. There we go, bro. All right. Then it's a toss up since divine lightning and command over fate could neutralize brute strength. That is. All right, now we're talking, dude. Now we're talking. Jupiter. Let's get Zeus up in here. Let's get Odin up in here, dude. I think. Okay, I think we've discovered B tier. Okay, I think we've discovered B tier. B tier is Zeus, Odin, Thor, like all these guys. Right. So, all right. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say that Julius Caesar is even more powerful than Zeus. So, um, ChatGPT is saying that if Caesar is as strong as Zeus, Jupiter, so now the question becomes who would win, Zeus versus Gilgamesh. You know, but I actually think that Gilgamesh is stronger than Zeus. But maybe the other way around. If Caesar ascends to full Roman godhood, yeah. This is great. All right, I think we got this. We've delineated B tier. So we got B tier here. B tier is Zeus, Odin and Thor. So who would win between um Gilgamesh and Zeus in a fight? Who would win in a fight fully divine? Okay. All right, dude. We got a death battle. This is a really good death battle. I think this is it. This is a good one. There's a guy in my building right now that keeps pacing up and down the hallway and talking to himself. Dude, I know. That oh my gosh, bro. My neighbors are like that too, and it's like I don't know, I've just seen like a rise in like mental illness and stuff, or not even that, but just ever since the Charlie Kirk thing, like ever since Charlie Kirk died, like I don't know, man. People have just been so much more like chaotic. It's just been more evil, dude. It's just like it's a more evil place now after our boy, dude, Saint Charlie Kirk, man. Maybe he's a god now, hanging out with Julius Caesar now in heaven. But I don't know. Yeah, I noticed that there's a lot of that, Benny. So please be careful. I mean, of people like that, because there's just some people that you cannot help, and maybe he's just going through a bad time right now. But even if that's the case, like you still can't help. So just make sure to you're keeping yourself safe and you stay out of that guy's way, man, because he might be crazy, bro. You don't want to get caught in his line of sight. You know what I mean? If he shoots up a school or something, like you want to be the guy who he doesn't hate, so that he just like walks by you, and doesn't shoot you. So yeah, I would try to like not interact as much as possible if he's being like crazy and shit. Like just don't interact, Don't give them a reason, right? Because they're just looking for reasons to hate you. Like people like that. I don't know. That's just what I've been dealing with, I guess, lately. Like people just looking for reasons to get mad. Some people are just looking for reasons, and if you ask them like, "Oh, hey, can I help you?" They'll just take that as a reason to like get mad. So you I don't know. In my opinion, like if people are acting crazy like that, like you should probably just avoid them as much as possible. He doesn't even live here. He's the boyfriend of a girl that lives here. Every time he visits, they get into a fight and she locks him out, and he does that while pretending to be Dexter Morgan. Dexter. I think Dexter Morgan could beat Julius Caesar. Um, fucking Dexter, yo. He does that. He talks to himself like, "I'm gonna get her. I'm gonna." Dude, women are so annoying. Dude, I hate them so much. Women date these retards, and then they're like, "Ah, I can't find any good men." It's because you're dating like stupid ones that are like talking to themselves and pacing down the hall like these dumb bitches think that's normal. Like, come on, you can't. Why are you having babies with these people? Like, you're just gonna create more of that. You're creating more of that, and that's how mental illness spreads. It's just more mental illness. Because mentally ill people are just having babies. So anyway, it's not a big deal. Like people are free to do whatever they want. It's all good. But it's just when people start complaining about it that it's like, well, you picked it though. You chose this situation. So I mean, whatever. I'm an American. Everyone's free to do whatever they want. Land of the free, bro. Freedom. But then don't like complain, right? When your actions have consequences, right? But yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry you're dealing with that. It's really annoying. So superhuman strength defeated monsters like Humbaba and the Bull of Heaven, near invincible physique. Travel to the ends of the earth. Still mortal. Control over lightnings. Cronus. Immortal. Nearly indestructible. Commands divine authority. No, Zeus could get like his arms ripped off and stuff though. He's not indestructible. Battle breakdown. Gilgamesh, pure power. Zeus. Gilgamesh, superhuman but not immortal. Okay, physical strength. Gilgamesh is stronger. Damn. Magic. Zeus, right? Endurance. Gilgamesh, superhuman but not immortal. Durability. Zeus cannot die. Wisdom. Gilgamesh, experienced warrior and king, but Zeus has eons of rule. Zeus wins. Even though Gilgamesh is one of the greatest heroes of human myth, he's still part mortal and operates on a human scale. Zeus, as a king of the Olympian gods, commands reality-shaping forces. But see, I think that Gilgamesh went to heaven, or at least he went to Sheol, and I think that your body you gain powers when you go to Sheol. He just started humping the door. Oh, that's awesome, bro. Oh, I love it. I don't know. I at this point I just think it's funny. I think it's so stupid that that what else can we do? Just let society deteriorate, bro. Like at this point it's so stupid that it's like, just let it all fall. Like it's not my fault if somebody else does it. I'm just gonna watch and laugh. You know, at this point it's just that's that's clown world, Benny. Like some guy walking out there talking to himself. There's a guy in my building right now that keeps pacing up and down the hallway talking to himself. Right now, he's like pacing up and down and humping the door. Like that's clown world. Like we fucking live in clown world. And we have two options. We can be mad about it or we can laugh at the clowns. So we could fight it. One end, we could get mad and fight it, and we're gonna save the world. We're gonna stop all these crazy people. We're gonna restore civilizations, right? That's one way you can take it. Or the other way you can take it is, well, society's screwed. There's nothing we can do about it, except we can laugh at it because, I'm not screwed. They are, and they put themselves in this situation because they're making these stupid decisions. Like, why is this guy deciding to hump the door? Like, and these people will say, "Oh, mental illness, oh, whatever." It's like, no, dude. Like, even if you have mental illness, like, even if you do, even if that's true, you still make a decision. There's still a choice that you're making to hump a fucking door. Like, why do people make choices like this? And people always want to dodge and say, "Oh, make excuses." People always make excuses for that kind of shit. It's so stupid. Fate Stay Night Gilgamesh? No, dude. It's not anime versus. I'm not doing anime battles here, okay? I'm doing mythology battles. Does Zeus win? Yes. I guess Zeus versus in his book versus Gilgamesh in his book. But I'm saying if Gilgamesh went to Sheol, right? Uh or if Gilgamesh was in heaven, then he would destroy Zeus. But if Gilgamesh was in Sheol, then it would be a much better matchup. But Zeus might win. But according to my tier list, actually, no. I don't know. All the Nephilim souls, Socrates, Plato, virtuous pagans. I don't know, man. These guys might actually be A tier as well. I don't know. I think all these guys are actually A tier. Could Zeus be a demon in Sheol? No. He must be in like Gehenna. I don't know. He could be in Sheol. These guys could totally be in Sheol. These guys could all totally be in Sheol and A tier. I'm gonna move them up to A tier. But now there's nobody in B tier again. Whatever. Anyway, so these guys are A tier. It means there's less competition. My English teacher has been trying to feed us BS like that. Thankfully, it isn't working. Wait, your English teacher is feeding you what? Like what kind of BS? What, that people are making decisions, that it's freaking like clown world out there right now. That people are making excuses for themselves, you know. Oh, it's mental illness. Like, no, it's people making decisions and us letting them get away with it, you know. It's like people just need to be responsible, and people, nobody wants to take responsibility for their own lives, right? Like, oh, this guy's humping the door, right, because he's mad. It's like, dude, like, you should have your life under control and not, let this woman like dominate your emotions. Excuses about mental illness. Yeah, exactly. Oh no, and women are the main, ones who do this. Where I don't know, maybe it's not women, but the I had a conversation, I guess, about this with a woman where, oh, it's not me, it's the mental illness, and it's like, okay, but maybe the mental illness like is an explanation, but it's not an excuse, because you can still choose, even if you have mental illness, and you can still get medicated, you can still do all these things. But even if you're not medicated, you can still choose, right? So I think that we should be teaching these people to choose better decisions instead of just like letting them get away with it, you know? Because then all of society will become mentally ill. That's the thing, is that mental illness is contagious, in my opinion. So if we just let them get away with it with excuses like, "Oh, I'm just mentally ill," right? Then everyone's gonna want that. It's just gonna spread. It's contagious, and then everyone is gonna be mentally ill. All of society will become mentally ill if we don't make people be responsible for their own lives, for their own actions. Nobody wants to take responsibility, and I think that's like one of the biggest problems. It's got to be like top 5 problems in society, I would say, right now. People don't want to take responsibility. I was just doing my job, right? Oh, I was following orders. I was just following orders, right? Oh, inflation, right? Look at inflation right now. Oh, I had to raise prices because of inflation. It's like, no, you don't. You actually don't have to raise prices, but they want to, right? Oh, but it's not my fault. It's like, no, just take responsibility. It is your fault. You are choosing to do this, right? It's not my fault. It's the economy's fault. It's like, nah, that's bullshit. But yeah, no, nobody wants to take responsibility. Everyone just wants to blame everybody else or blame anything that they can. It's fucked up. And mental illness is one of those things that they use as an excuse. Oh, I have so and so disease, right? They just look for any disease. Oh, I have, you know. And the bullshit is that I actually have ADHD for real, right? I actually do have it for real. And I don't use it as an excuse, man. But then you see these motherfuckers with fibromyalgia or some like bullshit ass disease, right? And they use that as like an excuse for everything. Oh no, I can't help you. I can't, pay you back, or I can't do that because of fibromyalgia, right? Just using it as an excuse, I think, is so bad. It's, I don't know. Yeah, I just think people don't take responsibility. I think people should be more responsible, and that's one of the biggest reasons I'm so like against abortions, is because that's like the ultimate example of not taking responsibility. You know, it's like, oh, I don't want to be responsible for creating this life that I made. Like, fuck that. Okay, Zeus, Odin, and Thor are on the same level with like Gilgamesh and Julius Caesar and like all of the righteous pagans. Yeah, I think they're on the same level. I don't know. Gilgamesh. And then like so the good Nephilim are like A tier. So like good Nephilim, right? So good Nephilim are A tier. So the good Nephilim are A tier, and then I would say that the bad Nephilim are B tier. Bad Neph. Right. So the good Nephilim, who are either in Sheol or in heaven, are going to be on the same level with like Odin and Thor. Like Gilgamesh, for example. I think he gets a buff. Gilgamesh gets a buff in Sheol, that lets him fight Zeus on equal level. That's what I think happens. I do think they're on the same level though, on in A tier. But Gilgamesh on Earth, he would be B tier. But in heaven or in Sheol, Gilgamesh would be A tier. I think. I think everybody gets a buff when they go to Sheol, if they go to Sheol. It's like when Scuffed Justin Carey. It's like when Scuffed Justin Carey tries to say that he's autistic. Exactly. Like, yeah, people will use autism or ADHD, or sometimes people will just make up a disease that like a doctor never even diagnosed it. Like there was never even they didn't even go to the doctor, and then they'll say, "Oh, I have this disease," you know, and they just what's it called when you self diagnose? Yeah. So they'll just self-diagnose themselves, and then they'll come up with all of these diseases like, "Oh, I have this. Oh, I have this. Oh, I have this." And maybe all that's true. Maybe all of it is true, right? But then there's still a choice, there's still a decision there. Like, are you going to the doctor? Are you following up, you know, with like, physical therapy or mental therapy? Like, are you going to a therapist and working on this stuff? Um, those are all decisions that they make. Even if you have mental illness, you can still make decisions. And I think that we need to hold people responsible for the decisions that they make. Or not that we need to. I think that people should hold themselves responsible, dude. I don't think we should force anyone to do anything because freedom, dude. I believe in freedom, but I do think that people need to hold themselves responsible, right? So that's what I think we should be teaching. Check the Reddit comment I shared in the Discord. Okay. What's this? I don't think so. She seems to be very aware of what she's doing, like when she told Tammy and Ducky, "Oh, don't you think it's a bit dangerous for two kids like you to wander?" The thing is, for me, is that they're always aware, right? Even if you say something like, "Oh no, I just had a mental illness episode for that," like, "Oh, I just had a quick episode. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I just had a quick little mental illness." Like, even that like does not count. Even if it's a quick episode, you are still aware of what you're doing. So I don't think there's any excuse. I really don't. I don't think it's an excuse, man. But yeah, people use it as an excuse, and you know, I don't know, because I have ADHD. I have a mental disorder, but but I still try to work on it. I still try to work on it. I go to a therapist, you know, because yeah, I still have choices that I need to work on on following through with what you say and stuff like that. Like all of that builds responsibility, in my opinion. Which is why I had to like do the stream because I said I'd be here at 7. I'm sorry I was late, but I was like, no, I have to do it though. So I had to show up and stream, dude. Anyway, hold on, I'll be right back. I gotta pee real quick. Oh wait, hold on, I'll leave it on the Reddit thing. I still gotta read the rest of this, huh? Alright, I'll read the whole thing. Okay. Alright, sorry about that. I'm back. I know it's a tad late, but many people who do bad things do know what they're doing. Exactly. Discussion of extremely severe ASPD symptoms, including harm against animals. I have a friend who used to, very important, kill cats, not one, not four, but dozens. He knew that what he was doing, and he would pretend to not know what happened. Yeah, 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 exactly. So they know what they're doing, but then they pretend not to. Exactly. So right, right, they use mental illness on purpose because they know that they can use it as an excuse, right? That's the problem, and that's how mental illness spreads. It's not a contagious disease in the normal sense that you sneeze, it's airborne, or it's passed on through fluid. It's contagious in a psychological way that uh, you know offers you a lesser path of resistance, right? So if you want something, just tell them that you have mental illness, and then they'll give it to you because they feel bad, right? That's easy. So then everybody wants to do that. So then everybody becomes mentally ill. And I think that's what's happening right now in society. Like we've normalized mental illness, and now everybody thinks it's cool. But when you play around with that, you actually become mentally ill. It's funny. People started off faking it, right? Just to get what they want. And then they actually became mentally ill for real when they were just pretending. You stare into the beast. You stare at the abyss, and then it stares back into you, right? So I don't know. That's in my opinion. That is what I think has happened to society. That's why this guy is humping the door right now, right? Because he learned. Oh yeah, I can like start yelling. I can like crash out. I can hump the door, and then all I have to say is, oh, uh, I was mentally ill, and it's okay, right? That's all you have to do, right? It's so easy. So, like, why wouldn't you do that? Then you can get away with anything. So yeah, I don't know. I don't I don't think we should just use mental illness as an excuse, you know, for bad behavior. But what's all this? But plenty of others future low empathy, low guilt, and full knowledge of what they're doing. This doesn't mean all those people are bad. It's just another struggle that they can make it easier. I myself have barely existing empathy and don't experience guilt. When I do, it's logical and based more on how it makes me look. I wouldn't want to be seen as a bad person, even if it doesn't always work because mental illness is stigmatized. But I still think about it like that because of this, alongside his therapist, have helped him become less harmful. It's not easy and it's not guaranteed, but for humans, there is almost always a chance. The oblivious or coy type replies, the manipulation, it's often a cover for someone doing bad things, where the oblivious or coy type replies, we all do that too. When we make a small mistake, most of us will pretend like we didn't. For someone like my friends, it's knowing response. For most, is just a way to avoid embarrassment. With that said, the Walton Falls will probably benefit. Yeah. I mean, yeah, interesting. That's really good. Yeah. I mean, I gotta say, like, this is a very astute. This is quite the astute response, dude. He's a cool guy. So many things to unpack. Yeah, exactly. There's a lot going on in that comment. It's good. It's a good comment, dude. Planet level plus bad Nephilim. They're like planet level minus. So yeah, planet level minus is like, I don't know. They could just be straight up planet level. Not plus. Like they could go the max is planet level. So the bad Nephilim, let's say they were like Jupiter, like literally Jupiter, right? Um Bad Nephilim would be B tier, or would they be A tier? No, because Gilgamesh, Zeus would destroy Gilgamesh. I agree with that. So if Zeus would destroy Gilgamesh, that means that the bad Nephilim are in B tier. Yeah. They're not as strong as like the pure gods because they're only half gods. So who would go here? Like the Sphinx, you know? Sphinx. Who else? Was the guy who was eating the Minotaur? The guy who was eating people, Sphinx, Minotaur, like these guys. This is B tier right here. The Sphinx, Minotaur, all these weird monsters, all those weird monsters, in the Bible or even in mythology. Um, so like Quetzalcoatl, Bigfoot, fucking like a dragon or some shit, like dragons, dude. Dragons would go here. Dragons, like from Skyrim and shit, would go here and be tier. Yeah. This is it, bro. This is it. This is it. This is the tier list, man. This is fucking it. It's so good. So he's saying his friend was killing animals and he never faced the consequences. Oh, see, I don't, I don't think that people need to like judge each other. I don't think that we should be trying to attack this guy, right? Because he killed animals. I think that he should attack himself and he should feel bad himself and he should reflect on his own life. He should sit down and think about all the people that he's hurt, all the animals that he's hurt, right? Himself, and do it himself. Sometimes you have to make people do that, right? And I think it's okay to like get involved, right? If someone does something bad and they don't care, right? I think it's our job to make them know that it's bad and feel bad, right? It's like you should be feeling bad about this, dude. You know. But I think that's the extent of it. Like, I think we should. I think that if someone does something bad, we should make them feel bad for it. But you could just tell them. You could just be like, "Hey, man, that was bad, right?" That might work. But if that doesn't work, if you tell them, "Hey, that's bad," and they don't listen, then you have to like make them, face the consequences and like all that stuff that you're mentioning. I mean, yeah, I agree. But in this example, I guess in this comment, it looks like he says that he's doing better now, right? And it's probably because his friend like is talking about it, because he told his friend. Like, how does Guild Lancer know that his friend is killing cats? Obviously, his friend told him, right? But he's saying that okay, but he's saying that mentally ill people will lie and they'll pretend like it didn't happen, right? But he's not pretending that it didn't happen. He's admitting it. He's admitting that he killed cats, right? So that means that he does feel bad about what he's done. Because if he didn't, he would just lie about it. He would just be lying about it and be like, "No, I never killed cats," right? But he's admitting to killing cats now, and that's because he feels bad about it, you know. When you admit to something, it's because you feel bad about it. If you admit it, So because since he admitted to it, I don't think that we need to punish him any further. You know, it's like you got to make them admit it. Like they have to admit it, because some people will never admit if they did something wrong. And that's bad because then they learn to get away with it. They learn that, oh well, I can do bad things and get away with it. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. It seems like this guy learned that he's doing better now, right? So that makes a big. I think that hopefully he's not killing cats anymore. I mean, if he kills a cat again, like throw him in jail, bro. Throw his ass in jail for animal abuse. Um. Okay, so the Sphinx, the Minotaur. What were some other ones like a Pegasus and shit? Who else? The freaking Bakar or whatever, the Barak, that thing from fucking Muslims. The Barack. This fucking thing, dude. This thing is B tier. This thing is definitely B tier. Oops, I keep clicking the wrong thing, dude. Okay. This thing is B tier right here. All right, so this is the face of B tier, is the Barack. They're freaking freaky, bro. Jeez, dude, this thing never. This image is freaking huge. All right. I welcome you to the face of B tier. It took forever to get B tier for some reason. I don't know why. B tier was very difficult, but we got it. This is the face of B tier, is the Barack. That's B tier. Boom. All right, here's our Barack level entities. B tier. The B tier level looks like this. And then the S tier level looks like this. And then the A tier level looks like fucking a planet, dude. It looks like Zeus, bro. Zeus. Fucking Zeus. Let's get Zeus up in here, bro. This is A tier right here. It's Zeus. Oh, we got a lightning bolt, bro. Okay, it's Zeus. Just so we have images on our tier list. Okay. Zeus. There we go. I still don't think he should be above the law. I mean, yeah, sure, I guess. I mean, yeah. At the same time, yeah, like you have to make an example out of it so that other people don't do it in the future. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I get it. If you think he should be punished, I think that there is a good precedent for it. Yeah, sure. No, I agree. If you want to do that, you know. I think you'd have a good argument for that to to punish him so that society knows that it's not okay to kill dozens of fucking cats. Yeah, I get it. I get it. It makes sense to me. I personally wouldn't do that. But if somebody did that, I think it would be well within their rights. I think it'd be a good thing even to do that. There's multiple good things. I don't think there's ever one good decision. I think there's multiple good decisions that you can make in a given situation. So I think it's a good thing if you wanted to punish him, just so that you deter like other people from doing it. I think that's fine. Um, B tier. So yeah, these guys are B tier. The fucking Barack. Muhammad. Would Muhammad be here in B tier? Yeah, dude. Muhammad, dude. Muhammad is in here. Muhammad, Judas, like all these guys. Luther, like all of the all the heretics. This is heretic tier B. They're on the same tier with like the Barack and like dinosaurs and shit. Yeah, dinosaurs are gonna go on this tier on this level. Dinosaurs. Di- Dinosaur tier, bro. Yeah, dinosaurs are gonna be on this tier list for sure. Like this thing versus a dinosaur. Like what? Who would win, the Barack or a T Rex? You know what I mean? Like that would be a good fight. That would be a good fight. So okay, the dinosaurs like Bigfoot. Like who would win? Like a dragon or a dinosaur? Like who would win? You know, who would win, a dragon or a T Rex? A dragon would win due to its magical abilities, intelligence, and ability to fly and breathe fire. The T Rex, a real animal, would be defeated by the dragon's range and attacks, which are far more powerful and varied. Okay, what about close range, though? What if it couldn't fly? Who would win at close range? due to intelligence, maneuverability, and claws. T-Rex has a bite, and Dragon's intelligence would allow it to outwit the T-Rex and greater agility. Yeah, Rex is just a big lizard, not even the deadliest dino. Maybe it could win against a young dragon, but an adult is intelligent. Let's see, what is the most powerful dinosaur? What is the most powerful dinosaur? Yeah, we're on dinosaur tier now. It's the T-Rex. Okay, so the T-Rex. Let's ask ChatGPT. Who would who would win in a fight between a dragon and a T-Rex on land? Okay. A T-Rex is 40 feet long. A dragon is 40 feet long. So let's say if they were equal size, right? On land, the T-Rex could crush bones with its bite, but the dragon's claws, tail, and intelligence give it more combat options. It could strike from angles or grapple. It could grapple, bro. He's gonna fucking do MMA. Nah. The dragon's not gonna fucking do MMA, bro. What is ChatGPT even saying right now? If the dragon can use fire or even flight briefly, no, it's not flying. If it's purely physical, grounded, no magic. Slight edge to dragon due to flexibility claws and likely tougher hide, so overall dragon wins. Nah, what? What do you mean? No. It's yeah, purely physical. Exactly, physical only. Slight edge to the dragon. Yeah, I would say that's pretty. They're pretty even if it was physical only. So, yeah, whatever. Whatever. The point is that they're on the same tier. Like a dinosaur and a dragon would be on the same tier. With like Lucifer. No. Lucifer is like super duper strong. He's an S tier. But then like the other ones who are not seraphim angels, like the other evil angels, like they're gonna be on this tier, I think. Or maybe even the evil angels that were not seraphim like might be A tier or something. I don't know. Ash versus Yugi. I thought they did that one already. Didn't they do that one? Ash. Ash versus Yugi. I thought they did that. Really? Oh my gosh, there must have been some. I thought no. They did Blue Eyes versus Charizard, right? But now they're doing Ash versus Blue Eyes Dragon versus Charizard. I think they did the Blue Eyes. I thought I saw this death battle. Maybe it is the Mandela effect or some shit, dude. Oh my gosh, bro. I'm having the craziest Mandela effect. I could have sworn I saw like a fucking I could have sworn I saw this death battle before. I'm kind of freaking out right now. Yo, this is the Mandela effect, dude. I thought this was real. I thought this happened already. Right? Didn't it? They had a Charizard death battle. Hold on. No, it's not. No, come on. You're tripping, dude. It was Pokemon and Digimon. That's why I got mixed up. Nah, they should do Charizard versus Blue Eyes White Dragon. Charizard versus Blue Eyes White Dragon. It's gonna be a good fight. Yeah, it looks like there's not a whole lot of information. Yugi versus Ash. Yeah, it's gonna be good. So yeah, I guess it was Pokemon versus Digimon that they did. It wasn't Yugi. This is good. This is gonna be awesome, bro. I'm gonna go with Yugi on this one. I'm going with Blue Eyes, baby. I'm going with Blue Eyes, baby. Yugi, dude. Yugi wins. Yugi wins, dude. Okay. Yeah, dinosaurs I say are on the same level with dragons, and dinosaurs could even get like a god buff. Like we're talking about like spiritual. I guess on a spiritual level, like dragons are stronger, but dragons can be evil and they could lower their spirituality as well. They can become like ravenous and absurd. Like the dragons can become insane. Like a dragon could become crazy because of its intelligence. It doesn't always mean a good thing. Sometimes intelligence makes you crazy. So if the dragon went insane, right, then he would lose and the dinosaur would actually kill him. So, yeah. I think they're on the same level, B tier. Dinosaurs and dragons. Yeah. Um, cause intelligence doesn't always mean that you win, and that seems to be like the main thing that gives it the benefit. Why Yugi? Well, okay, let's go through the matchup. Let's go through the matchup. So, um, let me just save this. Let me just save this. All right. So all right, who do we got? Who do we got? We got Yugi and we got Ash, right? So Ash, who are his main Pokemon? Ash's main Pokemon, and we should write this down. Let's just do it down here. It'll be quicker and easy. So Ash is using who? Who's his squad, right? Pikachu, right? And who's Yugi using? He's using Karibo. So right there, boom, that's battle one. So that's the cool thing about this matchup is that it's multiple matchups in one. Okay, so you Ash's main Pokemon is Pikachu. Yugi's main Pokemon is like Karibo, right? So or like and then Ash would have a Charizard, of course, right? And then Yugi would use the Dark Magician. Okay, so this would be such a fun fight, dude. So I think it would start off like the first it would be Pikachu versus Karibo, right? And that's pretty much even because I think they would knock each other out because Karibo can take any damage. Like you cannot kill Karibo basically, and Pikachu's like not that strong, either. Pikachu's just really fast, so I don't know. Pikachu might win this one actually because Karibo is supposed to tank damage, and Pikachu is not really like a damage Pokemon. Pikachu's a speed Pokemon, so Pikachu could outspeed Karibo. They're giving them both every summon they've ever had, dude. Nah, nah, that's too much, dude. I can't do that. It would take me a long. I would need a whole team like they do, bro. Nah, nah. I'm gonna go with their main. I'm gonna go with their mains, bro. I'm gonna go with their main like top three. Um, that's awesome though that they're doing every single summon. I love that. I do love that. But anyway, nah. For this stream, I'm just gonna do their mains. So Pikachu versus Karibo. I actually think Pikachu wins. Okay, so then what happens? So Pikachu wins, Karibo dies, right? And then it's gonna be Pikachu versus Dark Magician, bro. No, Dark Magician is gonna win, bro. Dark Magician is taking Pikachu out. I'm sorry, but Dark Magician is like a reality warper. So yeah, no, I think Dark Magician wins, dude. Dark Magician solos. That's what I think. So let's check out Dark Magician's feats, okay? Dark Magician respect thread. Do they have a respect thread for this guy? Okay, so yeah, the Dark Magician alone is gonna solo. Look at this shit, dude. Look at all these powers. Okay, speed. Okay, so this is important actually for the fight with Pikachu because Pikachu's main advantage is how fast he is, like with agility. The Dark Magician is capable of flight and is even faster than Magicians of Illusions. He blitzes Diabound's fifth form while low on power. He manages to dodge Blue Eyes White Dragon's blast and fire back at it. So okay, he dodges Blue. Nah, Pikachu's faster. Nah, bro, that ain't it. That's not fast enough. Diabounds. Yeah, this it depends on how fast this guy is. Diabound. I don't know who Diabound is, but at the same time, like Pikachu is just Pikachu has more feats. Pikachu like when it comes to speed, like Pikachu's list of feats is so much longer. Like I think Pikachu wins on speed. Durability is not known for physicality, but he can take a hit. He survives a spiral surge. Pikachu can take some hits too, right? But he's like taking damage clearly. It looks like it hurt a lot, you know. I think they seem to be about equal in durability. Magic. Dark Magician can cast powerful spells for both attack. The thing is that like Dark Magician is like a glass cannon, I guess. Dark Magician can conjure up a swarm of knives and hurl them at the enemy. A Dark Magician attack while he's still inexperienced rocks. Diabound's second form. He easily dispels some vengeful ghosts. Can create a portal in space to redirect even attacks of gods. A magic blast from Dark Magician sears Diabound's face in its fourth form. Another magic blast shatters a stone pillar. He rips through the ceiling. Full power Dark Magician magic attack while fifth form Diabound shields down, blows him to bits. So he like blew up this Diabound guy. Dark Magician warps away Akinon's shadow lightning attack. So he can like warp away attack. He can like warp you, right? So if Pikachu tries to attack him, he can just warp him away. But if Pikachu outspeeds it though, Pikachu could outspeed his warping attack. He vaporizes a few skeleton demons summoned by Zork. A Dark Magician warps away. Okay. Full power, Dark Magic attack. So who is this Diabound guy? Okay. How strong is Diabound? How strong is Diabound from Yu-Gi-Oh? Diabound is a powerful monster that evolves by absorbing monsters in the trading card game. No, not the card game, in the anime. How strong is Diabound from Yu-Gi-Oh anime? Oh, it's on the manga, right? Manga. All right, let's just look at the Wikipedia because this guy's actually really important to see who wins between Dark Magician and Pikachu. Let's see. Diabound first summoned when Bakura. Okay, how strong is he though? Like, what are his powers? It doesn't have his powers though. Damn. Forms. Dang. It just has like his lore, I guess. All right, let's ask ChatGPT. How strong is Diabound from Yu-Gi-Oh manga? How strong is from the Yu-Gi-Oh manga? Far more than most dual monsters, this is not just a card creature, but an actual spiritual entity tied to Bakura's soul. Spirit of Thief King Bakura, ancient incarnation of Yami Bakura, a dark spiritual monster. It evolves by absorbing souls and energy from defeated spirits. Bakura's main weapon against Pharaoh Etam and his Egyptian gods. He grows stronger with every battle. Phantom attack. Diabound can fire destructive energy blasts. Destroying divine spirits. He can kill gods. Okay. It can move through shadows. So, okay, so I think this means that Dark Magician can kill gods. Because Dark Magician killed a god killer. So, it can move through shadows and disappear into darkness, allowing it to ambush or evade even the Egyptian gods. Yeah, so he's like operating on god level to ambush or even evade the Egyptian gods. It can ambush the Egyptian gods temporarily. So it's not on the same level as the gods though. Survived direct clashes with Slifer, Sky Dragon, and Obelisk the Tormentor, though it was ultimately defeated by the combined might of the gods. Wait, so No, it's on the same level with the gods, right? Divine energy resistance. For a time, Diabound could match or at least withstand Egyptian gods' attack, something virtually no other monster can do. While not as powerful as all three Egyptian gods combined, Diabound's evolved form rivaled a single god card in destructive potential. So yeah, he's god level. Apparently normal, above normal dual monsters. Yeah. So he's god level, god tier, but below Egyptian gods. Interesting. So he's like a pseudo god tier, I guess. Shadow movement makes it near untraceable, but he's relative. He's relative to the gods, right? Bakura's cunning boosts his effectiveness. Interesting. Yeah, dude. Um, I don't know who wins this. Who wins this? Diabound between I don't know. I don't know. Pikachu versus Dark Magician. Pikachu's got speed and power. They're both glass cannons. They're both glass cannons. Dark Magician can kill a god. Can Pikachu kill a god? Pikachu can beat the legendary Pokemon, right? Can Pikachu beat a legendary Pokemon? In the anime? Yes, Pikachu can beat a legendary Pokemon in the anime as it has a history of defeating legendary or pseudo legendary. He beat Dragonite, is what I remember, but did he beat like. Yeah, can he beat like Arceus and shit? I don't know. So yeah, I guess Pikachu is like a god level in the anime actually. I think Pikachu can beat legendaries. Hmm. Actual legendary Pokemon such as Regice. Okay, so Pikachu beat Regice. It's the only. It looks like it's the only time. He was also capable of fighting Tobias Latios to a draw, despite the fact that electric type moves are not effective. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean, he's like, yeah, they're about the same, right? So they're both like low god level. So Pikachu is like low god level, and Dark Magician is low god level. So this is actually like, it's actually pretty even. This is super even. So, but who would win between Pikachu and Charizard though? Who would? Okay, ChatGPT. So who would win between Pikachu and Charizard? Who would win between Ash's Pikachu and Charizard? Ash's Pikachu, incredibly fast. Strengths, massive raw power. Outcome, it's if it's base versus base, no Mega, Pikachu has a type advantage. True. But if Charizard Mega evolves into X, which loses the flying weakness, Charizard wins. Yeah, we're gonna go max power Charizard. Charizard wins, okay. But Charizard is like power and Pikachu is speed, right? And so what's Dark Magician doing is the question here. They're both low god level. Okay. And Dark Magician has the power to kill gods, basically. He casts a spell which seals Diabound's first form. Okay. Okay. So who wins between Pikachu versus Dark Magician? All right, hold on. New chat. Who would win between Ash's Pikachu and Dark Magician? Pikachu's raw speed and lightning power, but Dark Magician's magic gives him more versatility. He can block electricity, teleport, or counter with Dark Magic Blast that can easily outmatch Pikachu's attacks. Dark Magician wins. Damn. Even at anime protagonist skill levels is still bound to the physical realm. However, it flashes Pikachu with plot armor. That one that tanks hits from gods and wins through sheer wind power. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I think Dark Magician does win. I think Dark Magician beats Pikachu and Charizard, dude. I'm gonna give it to Yugi, bro. I'm gonna give it to Yugi. I'm gonna give it to Dark Magician. Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be a good matchup though. We'll see. We'll see what happens though when they finally do the death battle. So yeah, yeah. I'm gonna give it to Yugi. I think Magician is like God Killer level. And if Pikachu's God Killer level, then yeah, he's gonna blast him with magic. But it'll be a good fight, I think. I don't know. Technically, Charizard's even stronger than Pikachu, so Charizard versus Dark Magician would be good. Mega Charizard versus Dark Magician, right? So who would win, Mega Charizard or Dark Magician? Dark Magician, bro. He's beating all of them. Apparently, Yuki has a bunch of outside the box win cons that Ash has to get around. Yeah, it's gonna be really hard. Can't get around. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's true, right? Exodia wins no matter what. Right, yeah, yeah, yeah. His magic eclipses physical might. He could incinerate or banish Mega Charizard before it even reaches him unless Charizard somehow resists or disrupts his spells. Yeah, you'd have to seal him, but yeah, I don't think they have sealing. They don't have silence in Pokemon. He would have to put him to sleep or something. In Pokemon, they would have to like use poison or sleep or paralysis. You could paralyze him, but Pikachu could paralyze Dark Magician though. Actually, if Pikachu paralyzes Dark Magician, then Dark Magician loses. So I don't know. Charizard can burn, but I don't think burn is gonna do anything to Dark Magician because Dark Magician is using special attack, not physical attack. So Charizard loses. But if Pikachu can paralyze Dark Magician, then I think Pikachu could win. But I think that Dark Magician wins most of the time. And he also has the Shadow Realm, yeah. I think Dark Magician wins except if Pikachu can paralyze him. That's the only way that Pikachu wins. But I don't think Charizard can beat him. I think Pikachu can beat him. So here's how it plays out. Okay. Uh they start off with Pikachu and Karibo, and Pikachu beats Karibo, and then they go Dark Magician versus Pikachu. Pikachu paralyzes Dark Magician and hits him with Volt Tackle, and it's over. And then Ash wins, right? So that could be one scenario. He has the Shadow Realm, yeah. Okay, or here's another scenario is Pikachu versus Dark Magician. Pikachu uses Thunder Wave to paralyze Dark Magician, but then Dark Magician like dodges, right, or misses because Thunder Wave honestly has a pretty low paralysis. It has a low accuracy. So no, actually, it's pretty high accuracy now. They changed it, right? But Dark Magician could still avoid it though because he's fast and because he can teleport and because he can warp the paralysis, but electric types cannot be paralyzed. So he could not turn it back against Pikachu, right? So Pikachu would still be okay, right? So let's say Pikachu uses Thunder Wave, right? Pikachu Thunder Wave. Pikachu Thunder Wave. So this is going to be the key to to Pikachu winning. It's if Pikachu can land a Thunder Wave. So Pikachu, there it is, Thunder Wave, bro. He could paralyze him. See this, bro? He's paralyzing this dude. So if Pikachu can paralyze Dark Magician, it's over. And look at this, Pikachu is paralyzing like a whole group of birds right here. So he could paralyze them. He really could. Um, if Pikachu paralyzes, he wins. But if Pikachu uses paralysis, but then what's his name? Dark Magician just teleports out of the way and blasts him with a dark magic attack, or sends his ass to the Shadow Realm. Or even let's say Pikachu uses Thunder Wave and then Dark Magician deflects it back at him, right, through a portal, right, through a portal. He uses Thunder Wave and then it goes into a portal and it comes back at Pikachu, right? Pikachu's gonna be immune to that though, so you cannot actually paralyze Pikachu really. Um, so he's gonna bounce it back at Pikachu and then Pikachu's gonna brush it off like nothing. That's what's gonna happen at that point, right? Um, and then yeah, and then they're back to square one. Then they're just gonna start brawling again. Um, but I don't think that Dark Magician is gonna let himself get hit by a iron tail, by a physical attack. I don't think he's gonna hit him with a physical attack. It would have to be like lightning. But the thing is, Pikachu's electric attacks are as fast as lightning, bro. So how fast? I don't think. I don't know. I think Pikachu could actually tag Dark Magician, and hit him. Not with an Iron Tail, but he could hit him with a Thunder Shock or a Thunderbolt or even a Thunder, like a lightning attack. He could actually hit Dark Magician. I think he's fast enough to do that. Apparently, Yugi can change the rules of the game and rig it in his favor. Yeah, that's true. I mean, right. The thing is that if they enter like a shadow game or whatever they call it, then it's all Yugi's rules, right? Exactly. So yeah, it can't be Yugi's rules. It has to be like yeah, it can't be Yugi's rules. Um for me at least, for my scenario, it's gonna be like a free for all. Like they just found each other on the streets and they're like, "Yo, I got beef. Let's fight." Um, Honestly, I think like Pikachu would go in for the physical attack, and like Dark Magician would just teleport or like warp him up through a portal into the sky and then just like shoot him with like dark magic attacks, and then Pikachu would just use agility and he would start dodging and dodging and dodging. It would be a really good fight, dude. To be honest, it would be such a good fight. So like Dark Magician is firing dark magic attacks, but Pikachu is too fast and he's just dodging it, and then Pikachu is shooting. Pikachu's trying to hit him right with physical damage. Pikachu's trying to rush him right. He's trying to hit him with his tail, but the Dark Magician just teleports away. He teleports away, or he portals him up. He teleports away and starts shooting him with dark magic. Pikachu's dodging, but the thing is, Pikachu's gonna get tired, bro. That's the thing. And I don't think that Dark Magician uses any stamina. He never really gets tired. Can Dark Magician get tired? As a It's a monster with near limitless stamina due to its nature as a magical entity. However, in some fan-made games, characters can have stats. Yeah, there's no stamina stat, so they never get tired in Yu-Gi-Oh. Dark Magician is depicted with nigh limitless stamina and doesn't show signs of fatigue in the anime or manga. Its stamina is functionally limitless. Yeah, they have infinite stamina because you have to kill them. The only way to stop them is to kill them in Yu-Gi-Oh. So they have infinite stamina until they die. Right? You have to actually kill them to stop them. Otherwise, they never stop. They never stop unless you kill them. So Pikachu would get tired, dude. That's the thing. Pikachu eventually gets tired, and then Dark Magician finishes him off. That's what I think the scenario is gonna look like, and then Yu-Gi-Oh wins. The end, bro. That's it. KO, dude. That's what it looks like. It looks like Pikachu starts attacking, right? Physically, and he's just teleporting and warping him away, shooting him with with dark magic attacks. Pikachu's dodging, shooting electrical bolts. He probably is gonna hit. He's gonna shoot an electrical shock, and it's gonna hit Dark Magician, right? And then Dark Magician's gonna get serious when he gets hit by that. And maybe Pikachu just finishes him off and speed blitzes. If Pikachu can speed blitz with a Thunder or a Volt Tackle, I don't think a Volt Tackle is going to do it. To be honest, I think Volt Tackle is going to miss. And if Pikachu misses the Volt Tackle and runs out of PP, he's going to get tired. So how many, what, 5 times? So Pikachu can use Volt Tackle like 5 times. And then he's going to get tired, and then, you know, Dark Magician finishes him off. But okay, so let's say he uses Volt Tackle, misses, and then he's like, "Uh-oh, let me stop that. Let me stop using that." Okay, and then Pikachu's like, "All right, I'm gonna hit him with Thunderbolt." Or Ash goes, "Yo, Thunderbolt," and then he hits him with Thunderbolt. I think that can hit Dark Magician, and then Dark Magician would get pissed off, and then uh, I don't know what can he do. He can start basically teleporting, warping, and doing dark magic attacks. Right? What else does he have? Offensive, like Dark Magician, Power of Illusions. Cast a spell which seals and it prevents it from moving. Oh man, so Dark Magician can do paralysis. But Pikachu resists paralysis though. So it doesn't work on Pikachu. Which would set people ablaze otherwise. Mahad suppresses the evil energy of the Millennium Ring. Suppresses the Millennium Ring. Powered up Magician of Illusions blitzes Diabot's second form, easily evades its barrage of attacks, then bombards Diabot with magical blasts. Able to survive Spiral Surge. Interesting. Dark Magician can conjure up a swarm of knives. Can create a portal to redirect attacks from gods. Magic Blast. So really, he just does magic blasts. That's really it. He's just doing projectile damage. Makes it easy. He has a lightning attack. No, he warps away Shadow's lightning attack. So he can actually warp away lightning attacks, right? So he's gonna get hit once. If Pikachu doesn't finish him off quick, right, then Dark Magician is gonna warp away. It says that he can warp away from lightning attacks. And then Pikachu's gonna get vaporized when he gets tired, dude. Vaporize the skeletons. He can vaporize, bro. Damn. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I think that Pikachu gets vaporized. Um, yeah, I think Pikachu gets vaporized, bro. So how does it play out, right? Pikachu does physical attacks. Dark Magician is dodging. Pikachu switches to lightning attacks. You know, it does damage. It hits him. Um, but then he's also able to deflect lightning as well. Pikachu's starting to get tired, right? And then Pikachu's like, okay, I gotta use Thunder Wave and I gotta paralyze him, right? Um, but Dark Magician can dodge, but if he paralyzes him, Pikachu wins. But if Dark Magician dodges, then Pikachu gets tired after the Thunder Wave, and then Dark Magician vaporizes him, bro. Or um or Pikachu speed blitz with Thunder, just uses his strongest attack, Thunder, right? And just vaporizes Dark Magician. Right? That could happen. So Pikachu can win in a few ways. Pikachu can just speed blitz at the beginning with Thunder and just finish him off. Even though I don't know because no, Dark Magician is a glass cannon, so Pikachu could finish him off. He does not have durability. Right, boom. Pikachu's gonna nail him with Thunder and freaking destroy him, bro. Um, or Pikachu could paralyze him and then finish him off. Those are, in my opinion, those are the only two ways that Pikachu can win this. Is that's it. I don't see any other way. If Pikachu can't paralyze or speed blitz, then Dark Magician vaporizes. Yeah, that's what I think happens in the matchup. My campus is a dark place. You mean dark like there's no light? Like they don't have any lamps? They don't have lights and stuff? Yeah, dude. Yugi takes this. Yugi 100% takes this, bro. I'm giving it to Dark Magician. I think Dark Magician wins it. Dark Magician is so broken. Okay, so who else? Sphinx, Minotaur, Bad Nephilim, Quetzalcoatl, Bigfoot, dragons, dinosaurs, heretics. Yeah, I think heretics go on this level. Um, Heretic level, dude. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can't really think of anyone else. Like Judas is pretty much like the lowest, dude. You know, this is like the lowest. I think it's too bad. I might have to like, I don't know, cause if that's the end of the tier list, then because Judas is like the lowest. So I have to make Judas fight somebody on this tier list. Judas versus Luther is equal. Judas versus Muhammad equal. Judas versus like a dinosaur. Demon, evil demon Judas. I think would actually win. Muhammad versus a dinosaur. Could Muhammad beat a dinosaur? You know. Let's ask Chat GPT. um, could Muhammad in hell beat a dinosaur in a fight? I can't make her discuss violent or disrespectful scenarios involving real religious faith. That's so stupid. Okay, can I ask Google? The question of whether he could beat a dinosaur in a fight is a hypothetical one that mixes religious belief with a fictional combat scenario and thus cannot be answered with a factual outcome. ChatGPT has no fucking clue. Like, if Muhammad could defeat like a dinosaur, could a soul? Okay, let's change it. Let's change the question. Okay, so could a mythological? Yes. Okay, could a soul from Sheol? Could a soul from Sheol defeat a dinosaur? Okay, if it's normal Sheol, it'd be more of a spirit than a physical being. It likely couldn't hurt or be hurt by a dinosaur. It could pass right through. The dinosaur might not even notice it. That's true, actually. So I think we have C tier then. Okay. Souls in Sheol are higher than like dinosaurs and shit and Bigfoot. Right? I don't know. Man, this is like really like complicated now. This tier list is getting difficult. They just came out with Dante versus Clive. Dante versus Clive. Oh, Final Fantasy, very nice. I just want to watch the fight, dude. I just want to watch the fight, dude. To be 100% honest, I just want to skip to the good part. This is my favorite part. So this is great. I love the animation. Oh, yeah, dude. It looks like Dante's got this, bro. He's just like having fun, bro. This is a great fight. Nice, dude. Oh, this is epic. Yes. They're still alive. Oh, that's crazy. No way. No way they just killed Dante. Nice, dude. Final Fantasy finally gets a dub, bro. Like Final Fantasy always loses out on these. I mean, yeah, that was just one time that they actually agreed. That's just one time that I actually agreed with them. But I don't, a lot of times I just feel like Death Battle. I feel like Death Battle like just chooses the one that's about to come out with the game soon. You know, like oh they just made Final Fantasy win, right? But it was because there's a new Final Fantasy game coming out, you know, and they paid them off. They paid off Death Battle, you know, to hype them up. But that's just me being a conspiracy theorist. They could just totally be good faith guys, you know, just a bunch of geeks. Um, but I agree with this fight. I mean, no, I don't. I thought Devil May Cry was gonna win, but I actually prefer Final Fantasy though. I love FF, but I'm surprised. You know, just I guess I figured this guy was like basically immortal. Like Dante is like god level, you know. So no, that's a good death battle for sure. Um, but yeah, yeah, guys. And I think the tier list is looking good. So like, I don't know. I think I could change some of this stuff. But anyway, guys, I do appreciate you guys coming through, and hanging out. I'm gonna put Lizard Man goes here also, like Lizard Man, Lizard Man, Loch Ness Monster, right? Mothman, no, that was fake. Mothman, you know, all those guys are going in C tier. Bigfoot, you know, maybe not dragons. Dragons, they're spiritual monsters. Yeah, so there's like spiritual monsters that I think go up here. And then like the physical monsters go down here, like physical monsters. C tier is physical monsters. And then B tier is like spiritual monsters. Yeah. Spiritual monsters. Hybrid, right? They're like a hybrid of spiritual and physical monsters. And then A tier is like pure physical. Pure, it's like pure spiritual monsters. Like pure spiritual monsters are going like Lucifer and shit. You know, they're going in A tier or even S tier. And then the physical monsters are going in C tier. Pure physical. My most wanted death battle is Sakuna from JJK versus Alucard. Yeah, I wish I knew more about Alucard, but Susuna, yeah, Sakuna, yeah. Dude, I want to see Chainsaw Man versus JJK, bro. There has to be like JJK versus Chainsaw Man. It has to be done, bro. JJK versus what? Chainsaw Man. There it is, right there. I know somebody. Death Battle. There you go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 2 years ago. Damn, they did this a long time ago. But they need to do like the main character versus the main character though. Yeah, like MC versus MC. Like this would be a good matchup. Current MC versus current MC. This is what I want to see right here. But yeah. Um, yeah. This is looking like a good tier list. Physical monsters at the bottom, and spiritual physical hybrid go in B tier. Yeah, this looks good. This looks good. This looks good. But yeah, guys. Yeah, guys, I probably will start wrapping it up. I can't really think of anything more to add to the tier list. I think this is pretty much complete. This is it, dude. At least for like a general, it's not exhaustive. It doesn't have every single character, but it has like the categories to put them all. So I think we got it. I think this is it. This is. It took 3 hours, but we got it. We got Marion double S. S plus tier is Michael the Archangel. S tier is like Moses. S minus tier is Adam and Eve. A tier is like Sheol level, like people who were like righteous pagans, you know, like people who were good, but they didn't have like God's power helping them. They just kind of did it on their own, you know, and they're A tier. Like S tier is people who are using God's power. You know, S tier is people who like God is giving them His power, and then A tier is people who like did it on their own, and then B is just like B and C is just like evil people and stuff, evil spiritual like entities that are like low spirit power. Um, Denji versus Yuji is guaranteed to happen. They're just waiting for Chainsaw Man to finish. Yeah, Denji. Is that the guy's name? Denji. versus Yuji. Yeah, they have to, bro. Denji is Chainsaw Man. Yeah, exactly. They have to do this, bro. It's gonna be so good. In a straight up fight, Yuji's greater combat skills. Denji likely wins due to his superior regeneration, brute strength, and ability to erase opponents from existence. Holy shit, dude. Yeah, it's gonna be such a good one when they finally do it. Okay, I guess they're waiting for it to finish. But yeah, guys, I appreciate y'all coming through. It looks like we have completed the Bible tier list, and then we did some extra stuff with Yu-Gi-Oh. But yeah, we've completed it. Thank you guys for your help on this. But yeah. Let's try it again. I'll try again. I'll keep in contact on Discord to confirm if I can do this again tomorrow. This one went kind of longer than I thought, actually. What are we at? 3 hours? Holy shit. Nice. Yeah. Maybe not tomorrow. It looks like we actually did like a way longer stream. See you tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'll message you on Discord about it and just confirm on Discord. But I do appreciate you guys coming through and helping me with the tier list. And yeah, guys, it's pretty late, so I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Please stay warm. It's getting super cold now, and stay safe out there. And yeah, dude, I will keep in contact. I'm trying to like get this schedule back. Let's try for tomorrow though. All right, guys.